Still waiting for Facebook.
It's ready.
I haven't seen a confirmation that you're recording.
It's there.
Okay.
Operation Confidence proudly presents America's Invisible Heroes radio talk show. Tune in weekly on Sundays, 2 to 3 p.m. Pacific Time, with your hosts, Consuelo Mackey, U.S. Army veteran and co-host Matt Davison, announcer Taylor Marcella, and Brooke Gadesi, U.S. Army veteran and entertainment segment host Charles Whitehead, Veterans and Legal segment host, attorney Danielle Sherrod, U.S. Army Veterans and Lifeline for Women Veterans segment host Martha Elena Varela, Veterans in Recovery host Anthony Akinpora, and U.S. Air Force veteran and Incarceration to Success segment host Kevin Lewandowski. For more information or to be a guest on our show, email info@operationconfidence.org.
Welcome, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Americans Invisible Heroes, a show dedicated to our veterans and their families. Yes, I'm your host, Consuelo Mackey, the Executive Director of a grassroots nonprofit organization called Operation Confidence. No, I'm not a veteran, but my heart goes out to our American heroes, especially those who are disabled and may have experienced homelessness. For those who are new to the show, American Invisible Heroes was established by the platform for veterans to be able to share their experiences, heartfelt stories, resources, challenges, and accomplishments. Now, I'd like to introduce you to our wonderful host, co-host. We have, first of all, our little sweetheart, Matt, is off today. He's busy writing for the Veterans News magazine. But today, as always, we have our dear heart U.S. Reserve veteran Charles Whitehead, Taylor Marcella, and she's a board member and an announcer. Brooke Gadesi is usually on every week, but she's under the weather today. But Brooke is an announcer and also a board member. We have U.S. Army veteran Martha Varela. Martha has a segment called, she's on every week, she's on our advisory board, but she has a segment called Lifeline Women Veterans. And then we have a new segment host on today, that's Laura Hammond. And Laura is the Executive Director of Creative Charities Auction. She's here today. She's going to be able to do some sponsorship auctions for Operation Confidence. We're really excited about that. Thank you. And we have Almer Jacobs Jr. and Dick Fulton representing Paralyzed Veterans of America, California chapter. And they have a monthly segment as well. And then Richard Cook, he also has a monthly segment. He's an Army veteran, and he has, his segment is called I Once Was Whole. Welcome to you all. Say hello to our audience.
Hello, hello,
No.
everyone.
Okay, so now we're going to turn it over to Martha. She's going to advocate for Brooke today since she's not feeling well. Take it away, Martha.
Thank you, Connie. U.S. Army veteran Richard Cook Sr. has a monthly segment entitled Once I Was Whole. As a sergeant who fought for our country for over 30 years and having served across the world in places such as Italy, the Hawaiian Islands, and Haiti, during his service, he had a family and launched a career in entertainment, hosting a weekly radio show while representing models and actors. But Sergeant Cook's greatest battle occurred far after he returned from overseas. Out of the blue, an undetected tumor on his heart caused a massive stroke that required emergency surgery. While Sergeant Cooks survived, he suffered substantial brain damage that led to vision loss, body weakness, and aphasia. This marked the beginning of an enlightening journey to beat the odds and rediscover himself. Whether you're a veteran, a stroke survivor, or a lover of great American stories, reading Sergeant Cook's book entitled I Was Once Whole will inspire you to never stop reaching for your goals. His guest today is U.S. Army veteran Denise Marie Paskovsky. Veteran Paskovsky worked in military intelligence and held top secret security clearance. Today, she is an international model and actress who has appeared on major shows like Magnetique Fashion Showcase and scouted by America's Next Top Model contestant, Victoria Henley. She has also graced the runways of places like Japan and Hawaii. Take it away, Richard.
You're muted, Richard. You're muted.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. I still have to push the right button sometimes. Anyway,
That's okay.
as she was saying, I've covered a lot of things. So what I did is sought out a fellow veteran and have her on as a guest. So I would like to introduce Denise right now. So take it away right now, Denise, please.
Hello, it's very lovely to be here, and thank you for having me. Thank you, Richard, for connecting me with these wonderful people. Thank you.
My pleasure. Tell us a little bit about you, Denise. You're in the military, you're a veteran. Tell us about that first of all.
Yes, I entered the military after university, and I chose to enlist. That was my choice. And I served the Pacific Theater. I was military intelligence, and my service went from 1992 to 95. I'm a graduate of the United States United States Army Military School of Military Intelligence, which was at Fort Devens, Massachusetts. I was one of the last graduates to go through there, and the Military Intelligence School is now at Fort Huachuca. My time at Fort Devens was profound. I actually wrote a short story about it. I never thought that experience would have such a profound effect on me, but it did. It was 17 grueling weeks of physical and mental learning, because we were taught in the SCIF, which stands for Secret Compartmented Intelligence Facility. You were taught a block of instruction that day. You broke for chow to go to eat. You came back and you were tested. No studying. You couldn't take anything out of there because it was classified. You either got that block of instruction or you did not. So it was very mentally taxing.
Wow. And how long were you in that particular area of the military?
I arrived at Fort Devens 3 October, and I was there for 17 weeks.
Oh, you did say that. Wow.
Yes, it was profound. I had so many experiences. One in particular, I'm also a writer. I wrote about it. It was when we volunteered to visit veterans in the nearby Veterans Hospital in Worcester. That stays with me to this day, and is at my heart, and I will never forget those veterans that I visited.
Wow, that's amazing. And what are you doing now?
Right now, I'm an international model and actress, focusing on my career, but my uniform never comes off. When I signed the dotted line, I signed that for life, to serve for life. End of story. My uniform may be off, but it never comes off. I still serve for my country in every capacity. And it would,
can you tell us how?
Yes. I'm continually reaching out to veterans. I am a disabled veteran. I'm 70% service connected. The most severe injury that I sustained was a traumatic brain injury. I have degenerative disc disease and bulging herniated discs and many other things that came with serving my country. So one of my things that I do is continue to outreach to veterans to let them know you are able. The word able is in the middle of the word disabled. I don't like
Right.
to use that word. You are able. The bearing, I continue to conduct myself as I would if I were wearing a uniform. That is when I speak, it's called bearing. It's how I present myself and carry myself. And of course, it's staying on top of what's happening in the world today, especially with our active duty right now in Afghanistan, and staying on top of the situations there and other places around the world.
That's amazing. Congratulations on continuing to outreach to our veterans. Need you, especially what you've gone through.
Yes.
I have a question. Can you guys hear me? Is my
Yeah, we
internet?
hear you.
Okay. I just wanted to ask Denise if she would be interested in doing some work with Connie and I to kind of capture the stories of the female veterans, the women veterans. As you know, having explained sort of what some of the experiences were that you had in the service, many women like yourself and other female veterans have experienced things that they need to kind of continue putting a lot of energy around in the healing. So we wanted to ask, other female veterans to kind of share their story, and whether that's, by coming onto the show to kind of talk a little bit about who they are and how they've overcome any and all challenges that they may have faced in the military. But we're particularly looking to kind of write some of these stories for some of the veterans that are not comfortable coming on board the camera, or coming in front of the camera or the Zoom. And so we were just interested, maybe you'd be willing to have a conversation with us to sort of try to figure out a way that we can capture some of these incredible stories. Not so much about, the challenges that you face per se, but more so how you resiliently work through that, and sort of what you're doing now and today as sort of that support and kind of motivation network for other female vets who may be kind of in the middle of some of those, overcoming some of those challenges. So is that something you would be interested in possibly having a further conversation with Connie and I, Denise?
I don't even have to think twice about that. The answer is yes. I would be very honored to, because there's more to my story that I think that would be fitting to share with you, and not here, so to speak, as far as the struggles I faced as in the military, in the Army.
Well, we sure need you and need your involvement. As Martha said, especially for women veterans, you want to be able to have them to share some of their experiences while in the military, and also while they're out as a veteran. So we love to have you on board. We need you, girlfriend. Okay.
I have a question for you, Denise. So you say you wrote about it. Did you have to get that cleared? Because you're writing about, was it your experience, or was it some of the things that you were taught? I know things have to be classified, have to be cleared in publishing. So do you have to be cleared to publish anything? Within that, like, did you talk about your experience there, the 17 weeks?
This I do not, because it focused. I am a writer. I am published. I'm published in an anthology, and I'm inducted into the International Society of Poets. So I do write. It's a short story, and it's profound. It just involved signing up for what I thought would be a great opportunity to spend time with veterans in a military hospital on Veterans Day, and that turned into something more profound that I was never prepared for. Never.
Wow.
Never. My eyes are tearing up right now. as soon as I came back, I sat down and I grabbed a pen and I could not stop writing. It's called In Our Twilight's Last Gleaming. We got to adopt a veteran for the day. And the things that I saw, things that I witnessed were very eye-opening. And I think about every single one of them to this day. Because Fort Devens is no longer there, I'm still thinking, who's going to visit them now?
Wow.
Yeah.
I would love to share it.
Well, we like off camera, we want to hear more of the stories and see how we can help, how you can help other, especially our women veterans, because that's somewhat of a quiet community for some reason. Martha will tell you we're not being much successful getting them on the show, but you know, we're going to keep on. We'll get them on there.
I think when I entered the military, I did well physically, but there's sort of unwritten regulation. Females are watched by our male counterparts to see if we can pull our weight. We're aware of that. So someone like myself going into the Army, I already knew that. So I worked twice as hard to prove myself. And once that was done, it was acknowledged, by your male counterparts. We know that we have to work twice as hard, to see if we will and can pull our weight, which we should. So that was challenging at first, to prove myself that even though I'm a female, I am your equal. I will carry my weight and I can.
There you go, girlfriend. Well, we want to thank you so much for sharing your story, and we want to hear more. And I thank you so much, Richard, for bringing her on. I can see in her face, there's more that she wants to share, and we want to hear it. So thank you so much.
Because I believe in what she does, and we both have the same background of intelligence. So that's why we make sure all things are always right. That's
Right.
Why. Thank you.
We don't want to take.
I had one question I wanted to say, Denise. I wanted to definitely say I'm proud of you as a veteran, as a woman, and as a sister to her brother in this great veteranhood that we have. And I want to encourage you to keep up the good work, sis. What you're doing, believe it or not, is eye-opening and is needed to be shared. So you just stay strong and stay focused and keep up the good work.
That's right. And come back and share. That's a way of getting some of that pressure off of you, because we know you're carrying a heavy heart. I want to give you a virtual hug. I wish I could. Let's give her a hug, guys. She needs our hug. Poor baby. And we want to have you on and think about coming on with a segment. Martha will walk you through it, because
I was so touched. I'm so sorry. I was so touched. That meant so much. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. And you're very precious. And you you're one of us now, girl. We've just adopted you.
Thank you. That's great, because I have no family. So now I have a family.
Oh, you got one now. So
Yeah.
you got one now. And we thank you so much for what you're doing and the contribution that you gave to serving our country, and know that people like us are here to support you, and we need you. Okay.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
My pleasure. Martha, you gonna carry on? You got more to share.
I do. I wanted to talk a little bit about Hispanic Heritage Month with the group, which is officially celebrated September 15th through October 15th. And although it's only a month, it is a very exciting month where the Hispanic Latino community shares a little bit about some of the history and diversity that we offer. And so today I wanted to also expand on the Veterans History Project and how that ties into the celebration of National Hispanic Heritage Month. The VHP continues to recognize the many contributions of Hispanics and Latinos throughout the military history of our country. Hispanic and Latino Americans have fought in every war that VHP documents, and their achievements are profound. However, the history of Hispanic and Latino service in the United States military includes struggles as well as triumphs. For example, during World War I, not long removed from the Spanish-American War, Hispanic and Latino soldiers were heavily discriminated against and often denied the opportunity for any jobs except menial labor. Still, those who choose to serve their country fought bravely despite this unfair treatment. Many earned great distinction, including Private David Barclay Cantu, the only Hispanic or Latino Medal of Honor recipient of World War I, and Marcelino Serna, who became the first Hispanic Latino to be awarded the Distinguished Service Cross when he single-handedly captured 24 German soldiers. Unfortunately, VHP does not have any collections of World War I veterans who self-identify as Hispanic or Latino. So if you have photographs, letters, diaries, or other materials from any Hispanic or Latino World War I veteran, we would love you to donate them, and as we would gladly accept them or share them with us on our website. During World War II, Hispanics and Latinos served in every major battle of the war. General MacArthur called the 159th Regimental Combat Team, a majority Hispanic and Latino unit, the greatest combat fighting team ever deployed for battle. One of the most decorated units of World War II was the 141st Infantry Regiment, whose Company E was made up entirely of soldiers of Hispanic Latino descent. During the Korean War, the 65th Regimental Combat Team, a Puerto Rican unit known as the Borinqueniers, was awarded the Presidential Union Citation and the Meritorious Unit Accommodation. General William Harris, the commander of the 65th Infantry, said of the Borinqueniers, the Pentagon did not officially keep track of how many Hispanic Americans served in Vietnam, but it is estimated that over 80,000 did. 13 Latinos were awarded. While he did not earn a Medal of Honor, Arthur Baltazar earned multiple Bronze Stars for his actions in Vietnam. When the Vietnam War ended and the US military returned to being an all-volunteer force, the number of Hispanics and Latinos who served did not diminish. In fact, it was quite the opposite. By the end of Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2011, 12% of the entire United States Armed Forces were Hispanic Latino, and nearly 15% of the US Marine Corps identified as such. Today, Latinas constitute one of the fastest growing demographic groups in the military. One such Latina, Nilsa Bibiloni, served as a senior chief in the Navy and was deployed to both Iraq and Afghanistan. Hispanic and Latino Americans have distinguished themselves in the military for as long as our country has existed. The Veterans History Project is proud to achieve the oral histories documenting their stories, their struggles, and their victories.
Wow.
Thank you, Connie, for that very informational article. I guess I really never knew all of that all in one kind of story, but that's really great.
It was my pleasure researching that too. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So you have a little more informative information before we move on to our next guest.
Yes.
So
we wanted to. Yes.
Before you move on,
Charles, go ahead.
I have some pictures for Hispanic. Is that later on in the segment?
No, for sure. You're supposed to do that right now. Thank you so much for bringing that to our attention.
Yeah, because I'm, let's see here. Let me find it. Go ahead and do what you're going to do, and then I'll have them up and share with you guys.
Okay. So I think I might have them. Let's see.
If you do, I think it's about 4 or 5 pictures.
Okay, let's try this. All right, now let me try to share. Share screen. Oh, there.
good?
Let's see if I can, let's see what it looks like.
There we go.
See it?
There we go. You got it. Make it a little larger. Okay. We had a few others. Well, we have to move on if you want. We aren't able to go to the other pictures. My two tech people.
I have them. I have like 4 I can show real quick.
Please do.
All right. Stop your sharing, Martha. Are you there, Martha?
Uh-oh. Martha, I think her internet could have froze. Okay, you there?
There she goes. Okay.
Okay,
I'll show you real quick what I have.
great.
If I can find what I have now. No.
I think she had to sign off and sign back in. Looked like her internet was freezing up.
Okay. Well, here, I'll go ahead and share them real quick.
There she comes back. You okay, girlfriend?
Yeah.
Look like your internet is.
There's one guy.
Service I
You
got.
have a problem with your internet.
Yeah, go ahead, Charles. You can share the rest of them for us.
Cut off some of, you have it too zoomed in. There we go.
And
Won the Congressional Medal of Honors.
so that was the first one you showed. And if I blow it up too much, it's blurry. But those are the pictures. I'll go back real quick and
But thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, so, and thank you so much, Martha. We're gonna move on to our next guest. That's you're gonna take it away, Charles.
all right. I'm pulling up my boys, Elmer and Dick. Okay. Let's start here. Elmer is a U.S. Marine veteran, and he's the president of the California chapter of PVA. And Dick is a Air Force Marine.
Air Force.
And he is a Air Force. What I say, Air Force Marine. And he's the executive director. I'm reading off script now. He's the executive director of the chapter, and these guys are great. So I'm just gonna go with that because these guys are monthly segments, and I'm gonna just give it to them and let us go ahead, guys. It's on you.
All right, thanks, Charles. It's always an honor to be here. Consuela and Taylor, it's always good to see you ladies. And Charles, you're my brother. We're awesome and privileged to be here. And I want to let you guys know that Dick and I, we look forward to this.
Oh, wonderful.
This is the 3rd week of the month, and it's on our schedule, and we want to make sure that we be here so we can share some of the things that California chapter is doing. We try to reach out to our members and stay connected, even in this pandemic. You guys, we gotta make sure that the inpatients there at the Long Beach SCI Center to have what they need. And then our members are scattered out in almost all 50 states. We got to reach out to them virtually, whether it's a mail or email or text message or even a call on their birthday, just to say hi and to wish them happy birthday. That's what we're here for. It's for our members and our veterans. So I want to say thank you guys for having us. And at that point, I'll turn it over to Dick so he can let you know some of the great things that we're doing.
Thanks a lot, Elmer. No, it's great to be here this week. It's always fun to see you all, and the the Zoom. I feel like I'm on the Brady Bunch right now with the nine of us. I would just pulled up some quick stats on our chapter. We with the Hispanic segment we just talked about, we have 14% of our 600 member population is identifies as Hispanic and Latino. So we're at 14% of our members of our nearly 600 members. So you guys talking about that made me want to go and look into our membership database and see what kind of information we have on our members and stuff. We had a really fantastic last month. We finally did our fundraiser down at the Hilton Long Beach. It was a great event. Elmer, Charles, myself, we all rappelled 141 feet down the outside of the Hilton. We had 17 members in wheelchairs rappelled down the outside. There were about 20 other individuals that rappelled. So about 40 people went over the edge in general. And we are already we have a meeting this week where we'll officially certify it, but we're already scheduled for Labor Day weekend next year at the Hilton again, and I'm hoping that we have my new goal of 50 wheelchairs to go over the edge. But it was a lot of fun, and we're just raising wheelchair awareness, awareness, paraplegia, quadriplegia, different multiple sclerosis, and letting the Hilton guests that were there, realize that just because you see somebody in a wheelchair, don't count them out. They're individuals as well, and they're able to do many of the things that everyone else does and live amazing lives and do amazing things. And I think that point was really made with a lot of people when they were able to go outside, look up, and see a wheelchair coming down over the edge. So,
Hey,
Charles,
Dick.
don't you have a picture?
Yeah, Dick. I was gonna ask. He has a up to date video. Do you have that video with you? Can you show us that
I
that?
got the videos I have right now are all on still out on Facebook.
Oh,
We've got a bunch. I can run through a bunch of pictures really quick.
yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
please
great.
show that.
That'd be great.
If you let me screen share, I'll do a slideshow real quick.
Go ahead, Dick. I'll let you get that together. Now, let me say one other thing about
Yeah,
California
make co-host,
chapter.
honey.
Do I have to share? Give him this to make him a
Just make him a
Co-host.
co-host real quick. Yes,
co-host?
yes, make him a co-host so he can share.
All
Yeah,
right.
California chapter there at Long Beach VA Hospital, right there in Long Beach. We are there for veterans, period. Whether you're a paralyzed veteran or you're a veteran there at the VA hospital, we try to make sure that we reach out to all of our veterans to see if we have anything that we can do to make their life a little better. So there you see some videos or some pictures that we took. Go ahead, Dick.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah,
I'll just
keep
go through.
talking, Elmer.
As you can see, man, there's some of our there's Dick there. There's myself and some of the other guys. We had a great time there, and I have to tell you that the Hilton Hotel guests, they were a great host. They provided everything we needed. You can see the guys going down in wheelchairs, whether it's a lady or it's a guy. We had our youngest edger. He was only 14 years old. Scott went over the edge. Look at these guys in the wheelchairs going over the 14th story of the Hilton Hotel. I mean, Charles even created a little jingle for us. It was going over the edge. I mean, we had a great time, you guys. And it was a safe event. These over the edge people were professional. They provided 3 ropes for each person going over the edge. 2 of those ropes were safety factors so that the person going down can control it, or someone else can control it if they needed help.
Charles's band even played out at the pool here.
Yeah, you can see we had a great time there, you guys. So, like Dick was saying, just because we're paralyzed and we're in wheelchairs, that does not stop us. You know, we try to get out and do different things all year long. And we want to make sure that these people there, as you can see going over the edge, look at the smiles on their face. It was like a bucket list check off day for us. We had a great time.
Charles looks all serious right there in that photo right there, though. He's like,
Yeah, I was, you know, and I wasn't scared. You know,
Yeah,
so,
you were.
nah, I don't.
I would be. I would be, Charles.
I'm scared for you.
we raised,
You were scared
over,
for
it was a lot of fun.
I went skydiving, and that's much more dangerous. So,
Yeah,
and,
that's true. You have to show that video one time. He literally jumped out of the airplane.
yeah.
The
Elmer went
daredevil
skydiving
really-
too.
Oh,
Yeah, we got video, Charles. Maybe next time we'll show those videos for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I seen
We
one of
raised
them.
over $40,000, and that $40,000 will go to our New Smiles campaign that we're doing this fiscal year. Where we've done in the history, in the past, we've done a very good job of getting our members out and doing. If they wanted to go to the wheelchair games, like Elmer just went to the wheelchair games last month in New York City, and we helped him pay the way to go that. Or if they want to go skiing in Aspen, we've been great over the last 10 to 15 years of sending our members to those couple events. But now what we're really doing is trying to let our folks get out and realize whatever they want to do, if there's something they want to do that puts a smile on their face, we've got funds to help them. And our 100 New Smiles campaign is we're going to have 100 members who've never received a dime from the chapter before for whatever reason. And we're basically forcing $1,000 down their throat to go out and do amazing things. We're sending people to Rams games. We've got people down in Florida right now visiting family. We've got somebody who just got back from Yellowstone. So they decide what they want to do, and we give them $1,000 to do that. So this event will allow us to have 40 members who've never gotten a dime from us before to go get a smile on their face. And 3 of the members who went over the edge are also recipients of the New Smile campaign this year who got money for the first time from the chapter. So we're really getting people out and realizing, hey, just because you're in a wheelchair, you can pretty much get out and do anything you want, and whatever that is, we're here to help make that real for you.
That is so amazing. Thank you so much for that great information, and keep up the good work. And we're doing some stuff eventually, Elmer, huh? And Dick.
Oh yeah.
Looks that way.
Consuelo, we're excited about joining forces with you guys. You know, the
Got a
future is
big
bright
project
here.
coming up. Right. It's not gonna be long. As soon as we can get this COVID under control, we got a surprise for everyone, don't we?
Well, absolutely. You know,
It's
it's
gonna be a lot of fun. Charles,
never
your head.
underestimate what you can do. You know,
Never.
put
That's
your
right.
mind to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. But I thank you guys so much. And by the way, to all of our viewers, is that Paralyzed Veterans is one of our sponsors. So we really want to thank you guys for knowing that we needed some support on our little radio show. But we're getting there. You know, we have our YouTube channel now, and we of course still on Facebook, and we eventually want to go to what's that, Spotify? I think that's what it's called. So we need help getting over on that end too. So if you guys have anyone to assist us to get over Spotify, we just want to have a broad outreach, let them know what we're doing for our veterans. So I thank you so much for coming on the show and telling us what you're doing and motivating our paralyzed veterans. That's the population that Operation Confidence has been and continue will be supported, not disabled.
Yeah, maybe next year we can take some of you guys with us down the side of the building.
Yeah.
Taylor, yeah, Denise is down.
Yeah,
Lauren,
there you go.
Lauren,
Hey.
Richard.
You go.
We even dragged Connie over there. You know,
Yeah.
blindfolded her and tell her you just stepping out of you know. Going,
Catch me going down screaming all the way. Yay!
and Taylor, yeah, don't be scared. You know.
Don't be scared. Taylor, Richard's a daredevil. He's done tremendous things out there, huh, Richard?
Yeah.
Archery and rock climbing and fishing, deep sea fishing. He's done a lot despite his disability. So jumping off a building 14 stories is no big deal.
There's no jumping. It's very
Jumping, that's the thing. You
It's repelling. Dick was walking down the side of the building.
Anything that's going over the edge is ooh.
You're just creeping down. That's all.
Yeah.
Creep, drop, jump.
You get to bounce a little bit going down.
Oh,
Before my
Yeah.
stroke,
And when Elmer went down on Saturday, it must have been all day. It seems like because he was like, I said, man, you getting airtime, you know. I was clowning him at the bottom because I was MC. I had music. I said, man, what is he doing? You getting airtime over here? Taking, you know.
Yeah, I
what
tell
took you
you,
so long, Elmer? You
I
scared?
kept, I speed up and I stop and I bounce a little bit, you know.
Oh, you were showing out. Was that it?
Yeah,
Say he was
taking
getting
in the
airtime.
scenery. It was
Okay.
fun.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah,
I,
it was
I
fun.
think I would have been bouncing if we trying to find a window to crawl into. But that's so fun. That sounds like it was a lot of fun. Congratulations, guys.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you,
may
thank
take
you.
you up on it next year. Long you did explain it well that they had a lot of harnesses to hold me in there.
It
Mhm.
did. It was safe.
Yeah, okay. Well, I might join you next year.
There you go.
We're gonna
Thank you.
we're
So
gonna take this recording and I'm gonna put it to the side. This one won't get lost in the shuffle. I'm gonna say on September the 19th, you said,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
but you remember how I kept saying I might. Okay.
Oh, okay.
We got witness.
Okay.
And all your listeners out there, they'll be the ones who sponsor your campaign, and
Right. Mhm.
Yeah,
you'll end up being one of our top donors.
There you go. That's for
yeah.
sure. Okay, that's a date. I think I might take you up on it. Okay. Thank
And last thing I'd like to just say about our organization is if you're ever talking with veterans and you find somebody who has a spinal cord injury or mentions that there's too many out there that still aren't even aware that we're aware. And as you can see by the thing, we were established in 1946. This is our 75th year of existence. The California chapter is the oldest chapter in the nation. There's 33 chapters nationwide. We were incorporated on March 7th, 1946. And
Woo.
there's still a lot of veterans who have spinal cord injuries and for whatever reason are not aware of our organization. And so we're working on getting the word out there and continuing to let people know that PVA is out there, like our brother and sister organizations, the VAB, the American Legion, the VFW, the Vietnam
Right.
Veterans America. They all, they're all great organizations.
Oh, that's
deal with veterans with spinal cords. So.
right. Well, thank you so much for what you're doing and for being our sponsor and coming on every other week. We really love you and appreciate you and letting everybody know what you're doing. Virtual hug.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you. We're honored to be here. You guys deserve it.
Thank you. We're trying. All right. So we're moving right along to Taylor. You want to introduce our next guest?
Of course. Lauren Hammond segment is entitled Creative Charity Auction Fundraiser for Operation Confidence, a housing project for veterans. Creative Charity Auctions was founded by Lauren, who brings over 20 years of successful auction management experience. As a former co-owner of Sportings and more, Lauren fell in love with the gratifying experience of helping nonprofits reach and exceed fundraising goals by providing an excellent mix of auction items. Lauren and her team maintain long-standing relationships with high-profile nonprofit organizations that return year after year because of the high caliber of auction items, the exemplary and professional customer service, and most of all, the proven boost to fundraising dollars. Operation Confidence has had creative charity auction at several of our events and can say that the public can rely on Lauren and her experienced team. They go out of their way to help make your fundraising event a success. Take it away, Lauren.
You muted. You muted, Lauren.
Thank you. No, I've got it. Thank
Great.
you, Taylor. No, I'm happy to be here, and thank you, Consuela, for asking me to be part of your team.
Oh, my
And what I do is I raise money for nonprofits and charities by providing items for their silent and live auctions. And I'm going to share the screen so I can show you some of the things that we do. I have hundreds of items in our inventory. And nope, that's not what we want. And I'm going to show you some of the things on our store where if somebody goes on to to buy something, they can pick the charity. They can pick where they would like it to go. And so Operation Confidence, I would love to send money, and that's my whole goal, is to raise some funds. And we can do this any time of the year. When it's a store, we go out and do the silent and live auctions and online auctions. We just put a store up so someone can go on and buy something, and we will donate it to it. So here's one. We have a lot of sports, music, entertainment collectibles. We have art, jewelry, and lots of travel packages. And right now, people are so anxious to get away that they can choose where they would like to go. We'll have some travel packages up here in about a week, and they can go domestic, local, or international, and they have a choice of going wherever they'd like. And so we will have that. And our whole goal is to help raise as much money as possible for Operation Confidence.
Going too fast, honey. Slow it down a little bit. We couldn't see what you
Oh,
brought
you
up.
couldn't? Okay, so let me see. Here's one of the pieces of music.
Yeah, there you go. Stop right there and show it. What is it?
And so this is an Aretha Franklin. It's a gold-plated record, and it has the laser engraved signature, which is a copy of the signature. It's a huge seller at the auctions. And we have them of Prince, of Tom Petty, Frank Sinatra. We have a lot of different ones like that. We have signed and unsigned pieces of different memorabilia. And we also, if somebody wants something, if we can create it or I can get it for them, we'll do that. So if somebody's looking for gifts with the holidays coming up, they buy from us, they can donate right to Operation Confidence, or if they have somebody who they work with, they can buy for them and pick where they'd like it to go.
Show us some more, other than Aretha Franklin. You had more to show. Didn't you have some travel?
Well, the travel will be up by next week. I should have travel up. And but here are some other ones we've got. I'll just show. We have art, all different kinds of music. The Ollie Beatles is a huge seller. The signed things. We have Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, a huge sign. This is a limited edition piece. It's from an actual color photo, the first color photo taken.
Enlarge it. Click on it so we can see it.
Yeah, I'm trying.
I think it's read more. Maybe it's something there.
Go. Yeah. And so it's the only color photo, and it's when Lou Gehrig was giving his retirement speech for being the luckiest man on the face of the earth. And it's the only color photo of Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. And so we did a limited edition of these. So we have, and Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig can sell anywhere. It's not just New York. They can sell, they're huge sellers wherever we take them. And so we always like to include those. And let me go back and.
Back to Tony Montana. Say hello to my little friend.
Let's see.
Right
and we have Julie, Batman and Robin's a huge seller. These are signed.
The first one, go up.
It's up it's up, yeah.
Which one?
Above there. You're right there, Scarface. You know, that's my.
Oh, favorite, Scarface, yes.
My favorite movie.
Ah.
Okay.
I'll read more.
Yeah, you're right.
Say hello to my little friend.
So this is a signed one. And signed by Al Pacino. Everything we have is authentic. Any signed pieces are authenticated, third party authenticated. And
all right.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Richard. I have a question. If I want to have some of my photos I do, now keep in mind, I'm visually impaired from my strokes, but if I want to donate them to the Operation Confidence, what can I do to send those?
He has beautiful artwork, photographs. He's asking, can he put them on your auction?
Yes, we will do that. Yes.
Okay.
That's great.
Just let me know how to get a hold of you to do that.
Okay, all right, we'll talk afterwards. Yes.
Going so fast though. I can't like that. What is that? Who was that? Al Pacino? That can we see the picture?
Yeah,
Oh, that's the one I just had up. Yeah.
I
just
know,
had
but
that
it
one up.
flew right by it though.
No, she had it up for a minute.
I seen it, but I couldn't see. That's what's taking it away right there. There you go. Okay. And then there was some other shots. Okay. What did you have right underneath that?
Elvis.
Yeah, right there. Okay.
Thought
All
I
right, great. Some wonderful stuff though.
Thank you.
So much.
And we create pieces if somebody is looking for something, and if we don't have it, I can search and see if I can find it, or we can create it. And so we do a lot of that as well. We have handbags and jewelry. And what we do is when we're doing an event, we find out exactly who's going to be there, the cost to attend, so we can bring what is most appropriate for each event that we do. And so every time you do one, Consuela, well, which is what we've done before, is we pick out the best items for that event, for your event.
Right. And they have such beautiful pieces too. We've had them on several occasions and it's been absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much. And she's going to be on weekly if she's not already doing a auction event. So she'll have more to show, and we're excited to have you on board. Thank you so much.
Well, I'm looking forward to helping and raising money for you. So
yeah, that's what we need badly. So we're determined to get this housing project going. We're getting there. Great people have come on board to help us. So we're getting there. And with people like you, we'll make it happen. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Next week for sure.
So let's get back.
Yeah, unshare your screen.
Yep, that's what I'm trying to do.
You will.
There we go. Oh, no, it keeps, let's see, how do we get?
There should be a big red button at the top.
Oh, stop share. Okay, thank you.
Okay. We're getting there, aren't we? Okay, great. All right, moving right along. Okay, we have Martha, it's you again, girl. She's going to take up for Brooke because Brooke is out not feeling well today.
You got it, Connie. What is a therapy dog? Therapy dogs are dogs who go with their owners to volunteer in settings such as schools, hospitals, and nursing homes. From working with a veteran, a child who is learning to read, to visiting a senior in assisted living, therapy dogs and their owners work together as a team to improve the lives of other people. Therapy dogs are not service dogs. Service dogs are dogs who are specifically trained to perform specific tasks to help a person who has a disability. An example of a service dog is a dog who guides an owner who is blind, or a dog who assists someone who has a physical disability. Service dogs stay with their persons and have special access privileges in public places, such as on airplanes, restaurants, etc. Therapy dogs, the dogs who will be earning the AKC therapy dog title, do not have the same special access as service dogs. It is unethical to attempt to pass off a therapy dog as a service dog for purposes such as flying on a plane or being admitted to a restaurant. The American Kennel Club Therapy Dog, AKC program awards official titles to dogs who have worked to improve the lives of the people they have visited. AKC therapy dog titles can be earned by dogs who have been certified by AKC, recognized therapy dog organizations, and have performed the required number of visits. AKC does not certify therapy dogs. The certification and training is done by qualified therapy dog organizations.
Okay. I think your internet is acting
Organizations
Can you hear us, Martha? Your
expert in this area, and their efforts should be acknowledged and can you hear me?
We hear you now.
Okay, what part should I repeat here? The AKC does not therapize.
That's a
You
good
hear me
spot to
okay?
start. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Why did AKC start a therapy? Am I fading out again?
No, you're
Okay.
okay.
Keep
Why
going.
Now you're
Now you're scared.
AKC start a therapy dog title? AKC has received frequent ongoing. Okay. AKC has received frequent ongoing. No. Okay. So Taylor, can Taylor help us?
Yeah,
Through the next part here.
Taylor. Wee-hoo.
I don't want
I'm
anyone to
muted.
miss.
I'm unmuted. Sorry. Yes, ma'am. Let me get there.
Oh, she's having internet problem.
I don't have
What's happening? What's
happening?
happening?
Are you having problems too, Taylor?
No. Okay. The American Kennel Club Therapy Dog AKC program awards official titles to dogs who have worked to improve the lives of the people they have visited. AKC therapy dog titles can be earned by dogs who have been certified by AKC recognized therapy dog organizations and have performed the required number of visits. AKC does not certify therapy dogs. The certification and training is done by qualified therapy dog organizations. The certification organizations are the experts in their area, and their efforts should be acknowledged and appreciated. Why did AKC start a therapy dog title? AKC has received frequent ongoing requests from dog owners who participate in therapy work to acknowledge the great work our dogs are doing. Many of our constituents are understandably proud of their dogs. Earning an AKC therapy dog title builds on the skills taught in the AKC Star Puppy, the Canine Good Citizen programs, which creates a sound and friendly temperament needed by a successful therapy dog. All dogs are eligible to earn AKC therapy dog titles, including purebred and mixed breeds. To earn an AKC therapy dog title, dogs must be registered or listed with AKC and have a number. This includes any one of these three options: documenting visits. To earn to earn the AKC therapy dog title, you and your dog must have completed at least 50 therapy sessions or 50 therapy visits. These visits must be documented with time, date, location, and a signature of a staff person at the facility. For example, school, hospital, etc. This documentation can be achieved by submitting one of the following: therapy dog record of visits form. You may use the AKC form or one of your own, or two, certification or wallet card from a certifying organization indicating the dog has made 50 or more visits, or letter from the facility, nursing home, school, hospital, etc., where the dog served as a therapy dog. Letters must be on facility letterhead. Contact information for verification purposes should include facility name, address, and contact person's name, phone number, and or email address. Add Canine Good Citizen to therapy dog titles effective July 2015. Dogs who are registered with an AKC recognized therapy organization and have earned an AKC therapy dog title may receive the official Canine Good Citizen title when the owner submits the CGC therapy dog grandfather application. For more information, you can contact American Kennel Club Performance Events Department, Therapy Dogs, 8051 Arco Corporate Drive, Raleigh, North Carolina, 27617. 919-816-3527. The phone number again is 919-816-3527. And you can reach them via website at akctherapydog@akc.org.
Okay.
So I can go down to mine if you like.
Yeah, let Charles go to his first, and then we'll come back to you since we have,
These are the therapy dogs, I assume.
right, okay.
There's 3 little pictures there. Booyah.
Yeah, this is Richard. I was at West LA VA just a few days ago, and they actually had a therapy pony, a little tiny pony, the short ones, and they were a therapy pony.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to maintain in the house, huh?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I
Where we?
have an announcement before you guys leave off, Elmer and Dick and Debbie and Lauren. The show didn't record.
It's still
So,
being recorded on the cloud.
okay, all right. Well, it didn't record on Facebook, so you can put it on Facebook.
Yes, that's why I was saying I didn't get that confirmation, but we have it on the cloud. It's recording, so we're
Okay,
good.
great.
We're good.
Good. Thank you.
That's
It's
why we
all
do.
new to me. Okay, so go ahead on with your piece, Charles, and we'll come back to Taylor real quick. We're winding down now.
Um, if you want to go ahead and do your piece, yeah, I'm okay with that, Taylor.
Of course, of course. Living life to the fullest with a disability. Unfortunately, many veterans and civilians view having a disability or becoming disabled due to war, an accident, age, or illness as something that stops them from being able to live life to the fullest. However, that doesn't mean you can't continue to live an amazing and fulfilling life. Learn to love your disability. Although it may not be what you expected for your life, and sure, daily tasks may become more difficult, or you may not be able to go wherever you want to go at a drop off of, or at the drop of a hat, but you learn so much more about yourself and others when you experience life with a disability. You become a part of the community, and it's important to recognize the skills you've gained because your disability, rather than only looking at what you've lost, look at like because of your disability rather than only looking at what you've lost. Look at me. From a small child, I had to use a wheelchair, but never have allowed my disability to stop me from being able to soar. And I'll give you a little bit about myself. I was born with osteogenesis imperfecta, which is brittle bones, and that affected, well, that caused me to be wheelchair bound because I would break my bones very often. And so growing up, it was difficult to embrace that, I wasn't normal like my, siblings or my friends. However, growing up and having that community of people that support you and that love you made a world of difference. And I can say that even now, being a part of Operation Confidence and knowing Consuela and being Miss Wheelchair California, it helped my self-esteem. It helped me to kind of focus on where, what type of print am I going to leave on this world? And I can tell you, I live life now like no bounds, limitless, because I feel that I am here so that I can show other people and my peers and the younger generation that you can do anything despite what you're going through. And yeah, like the message said, that adjustment is difficult, but it grows you. Hold on a second, and then I have some pictures for you guys to
She's very
see.
modest, though. She's
I,
graduated from Cal State Northridge with a, what's your degree in?
I have a degree in sociology with an emphasis in criminology. Initially, I loved, that field of work and kind of speaking and advocating for those who are unable to advocate and speak for themselves. And then it
Right.
kind of spilled over to like social work. And so I will be going back to school for my master's in social work, specifically in the mental health and the military sector mental health unit, and so I'm
And
excited for that.
who do you work for?
I work for an installation in California, Edwards Air Force Base,
See there?
and I'm coming up 2 years. Well, 2 years since August 19th. Yeah, I've been there for 2 years, and it's been a growing process, stretching. There many times where I didn't want to do it, but you got to keep going.
Unshare your screen.
And unshare it, and this is
There you
Show the
go.
picture
this
right
is
there.
me. This is
There's
me. I
my
did show.
baby.
I was showing
There's
it.
my baby girl
And
right there.
that's me.
That's
Hi.
Miss Wheelchair.
Huh?
She's
Hi,
I
hi.
was there for that. That was
She
so
was definitely there for that, and it was a great experience. And I
yeah.
like being in the background, and because it was like, no, baby girl, we're gonna put you right front and center. And so I'm embracing this new.
Yeah, no, she's very precious and very smart and just a perfect advocate for individuals with disabilities. That's one of my baby girls.
And I have a little more to share with you guys. Although it may be more difficult, you can learn to make the most of your life with a disability. As Miss Denise said, we need to take away that disc because you're still able to. You don't have to see it as the end of your life, but rather it's a new beginning, a new chapter. And it's what you do with that. And it opens up to exciting experiences. And if you want to send me an email or Operation Confidence an email about how to deal with this new change, definitely email us at info@operationconfidence.org. Again, info@operationconfidence.org. Thank you.
Yes. That's great. Great. I know a guy who had a license plate that said "is able."
That's right. That's our motto too.
ISABLE is able.
That's right. And you're a role model too, there, Mr. Charles Whitehead.
I'm over the edge.
Yeah, that's right. You over the edge, and you have to come back.
Unintended.
And Rich is a role model as well. I'm just so proud of all you guys. But I want to be able, you come back and show when you jumped out that airplane. I couldn't believe it. I mean, literally wheelchair and all, just out there.
I didn't have a wheelchair in the airplane now.
Okay. No, but you was jumped. No, what happened? They had it when you landed, right? That's what it was.
Wheelchair was waiting for me down on the ground.
Right. That's ooh.
Hey, can I say one thing, Taylor? Wow, I'm impressed. Girl, that is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
You are a model for so many. You should be, you're truly blessed, girl. And I want to thank you for doing all that you have done. And you're absolutely right. There is no limit to what you can do once you set your mind to it. So keep up the good work.
We'd love to probably invite you to come and speak to our group, and who knows that we have a large population of females, and we may have females who are interested in the pageantry world, and maybe it's something that you could talk to them and say, hey, it's never too late to look at pageantry and see if somebody's interested in local pageants, and could be a future Miss California, Wheelchair California in the future.
Thank you. Of course.
Absolutely.
All right. You can contact her through info@operationconfidence.org. Thank you so much, baby girl. Okay, so Charles, is on you now.
Hot news. It's not just hot news, but it's like, hot news was like the sun with a little hot sauce on it. It's hot and it's flavorful. I'm going to piggyback on her disability thing. For veterans and civilians who are physically disabled, driving with a disability doesn't have to be a chore because there are several modifications that you can make to your vehicles. Whether you are looking into adding accessible products to a car you already own, or are just specifically doing research into vehicles that come readily equipped with you, what you need, driving with a disability, is more attainable than you might think. Keep in mind, there are laws and requirements at play when it comes to driving with a disability. Let me tell you real quick, I'll tell you when I finish about this. Understanding the ADA compliance for parking lots is one thing, but you need to understand the ins and outs of driving with a disability. Before your your DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles, will let you behind the wheel of a car to take the test, they'll need to secure one that is equipped with to serve your disability needs, meaning a vehicle with a ramp and lowered floor if you're driving from or regularly using a wheelchair, or a vehicle that has other adaptations like hand controls. For best results, schedule an appointment so that you can get an ideal time slot and make sure that your local DMV branch has a vehicle available that you can use. Get disabled driving lessons to get used to the equipment if you don't already. To improve your chances of passing the exam, you should log sometimes with the converted vehicle. If you are located in an urban environment, there will be driving schools in your area that will let you become accustomed to driving with these modifications. Once you find out the exact specs and modifications of the car you'll be driving for your behind the wheel test, several practice sessions will help you pass the exam. It's often required to log some time with the vehicle before you can be eligible for the test. And three, pass your test, pass your exam. In order to get licensed, of course, you'll need to be show that you can drive a modified vehicle. After you pass your exam, you'll be in a position to pass the test with flying colors. Be sure to get a good night's sleep prior to your driving exam and run through a checklist of all the points that the instructor will key in on. Modify your vehicle or shop for a handicapped vehicle that you need. Now that you're familiar with the prerequisites for obtaining your disabled vehicle's driver's license, it's time to assess your current vehicle and your needs. The next step in gaining driving freedom is to start looking into vehicle driving modifications. Should you adapt to your current vehicle or buy a new or used converted vehicle? Here are a few points of info that you will keep in mind as you are making the decisions. One, be sure the vehicle passes all of the prerequisites if you're going to modify it or not. Every vehicle can be made into an accessible vehicle. In fact, you want to do some preliminary research so that you can make sure that your vehicle is able to be adapted. Some of the main things you should keep in mind include ensuring that your vehicle has an automatic transmission, because that makes a difference. Power seats and power steering. About 2 3 months ago, my belt broke from my power steering, and I took it to the mechanic. He didn't fix it right. I had to drive like a week with my fighting to drive a car. So if you don't have strength, power steering is tough without it. Older vehicles are also not accepted by manufacturers for conversion. When at all possible, use a newer vehicle so that you can get plenty of miles out of the modifications. Understand what modifications are necessary because there are significant accessible and modifications made to the vehicle in order to make it fully equipped, accessible conversions. However, there are some smaller, cost-efficient modifications you can try first. Some of the main modifications that you'll want to focus on include extending and adjusting the seat belts, lifting and lowering the wheel, adding driving hand controls that let you easily access the gears, wheels, and brakes, transfer seats, lifts that can get you in and out of the vehicle, and push button ignition systems that are easy on your hands and fingers. If these systems help but don't completely meet your needs, you need a full conversion vehicle like a side entry or rear entry wheelchair accessible van. Consider exactly what modifications are useful based on your disability and research what is best for you. Study the disabled driving laws. Always stay up to date with the laws when it comes to modifying your vehicle or buying a modified vehicle. Now, let me tell you what happened to me. I've been driving with portable hand controls. Portable hand controls for ever since I was hurt in 1987. In 2019, I got sick and I had to, I was in the hospital for a little bit and I had to stay with my sister, and so I was weak when I got home. But I went to the DMV. My license expired literally on the day I got out of the hospital in March. I went to the DMV in June, and thinking, okay, it's just gonna be a simple renew my license, no big deal, right? I get to the DMV, they tell me, oh, you got to do the written test. I wasn't prepared to do it, but I did it anyway, passed, no problem. But when I handed my paper to the guy who was checking the written test, he asked me if I could stand up, and I was like, no. He's like, oh, you need to have a modification. I'm like, a modification for what? For your license. I said, for what? How do you drive? I said, I use hand controls. He's like, well, you need to have a, a restriction. That's what he said. A restriction on your license that says you can only drive with hand controls. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of like telling me I can only swim in the swimming pool if there's water in it. So, I mean, that did, so 30 something years I've been driving with no problem, no restriction at all. And this guy was Mr. Company guy. And so, and the story gets even funnier because I have to go and do the test. So when I go do the test, I take my car that I'm driving, and you're literally not supposed to be bringing your own car to do the driving test. So when I get to the DMV, the people that are running the test ask me, "And why are you here?" I said, "I'm here to do a driving test. I'm in my car, driving my car, waiting like everybody else." And she just rolled her eyes and turned and walked away. She couldn't.
Serious?
Yes, that happened 2 years ago. So now I have a restriction that tells me I can only drive with hand controls, which is the only way I can drive anyway. So
Anyway, it's
that's why I say it's like telling me you can only swim in the pool if it's got water. You know.
that's so bizarre.
So
Wow, that was a great story though.
so
And
now I'm going to show you the hand controls. I should, so um, it's there's life is funny. Life is definitely funny, and let me find these guys. I had them up. Oh, there they are. All right. Let me, I'm gonna show you these. There's so many angles and to hand control. Can you guys see this?
right, yeah,
Okay, so like when I first started driving in 1987, I paid $400 for a unit like this, minus this these are like steering wheel controls. So this little thing is kind of like you pull it down for gas and you push it in for brake. I paid $400 for that, and you can see there's how high it worked. This is a right-handed driver, so it's on the left side, and this is the opposite side. This is for a left-handed driver on the right side. And I have portable hand controls similar to this. This is just showing you some how portables work. They literally there's a couple of wing nuts that you just tighten to the gas or the brake, and then you have a couple of poles. You use your thumb to push in for the gas. You see this, right? And
right,
then the main part you hold on to. And this is literally the hand controls that I bought. $150 because I wasn't paid $400 to get the professionals to install them. And then I found these in Denver, and this was in 1988 for $150. So I sold my manufactured pair, had them taken off, and sold it to a guy for $150, and he gave me 100, and that was all right. But these, you know, and that's just these portables are great. When I go on vacation, I take my hand controls with me, you know,
mm,
on the plane or wherever. That way, there's no, oh, it got lost or whatever. I take them with me, uh,
right,
and in my carry-on, and whatever it is, or if I have them in a suitcase, most of the time it's going to be there with me. And
right,
with the driving, of course, there's people who sit in their electric chairs and they roll up to the steering wheel, and so that's another thing. And they use some of the guys use this, like the when I say guys, I mean guys and gals, people, and there you can see They roll straight up and straight to the to the steering wheel, and that's that. And so
That's
that
great information.
that is the
Taylor, she
hand.
doesn't need all that, but she's going for her driver's test pretty soon, huh, Taylor? Okay.
Yeah. But I did learn that if you look into like rental car places like Hertz or something like that, they
Yes,
actually have options to equip your vehicle
they
with
do.
the modifications that you can use to take your driving test.
Oh, really? That's
Hmm.
pretty good to
And
know.
then also, if you are looking to get training, training and driving, Rancho Los Amigos has
They do
a
have.
great facility, and they may take Medi-Cal or Medi-Cal, Medicaid, or there are some stipulations, but your insurance can cover it.
Yes, we have a
That's where
driving
he
school over
works.
there
Works for Rancho for the last, what, 20 some years?
since
You said what?
1994.
Mhm.
I've been working
So,
there since '94.
and that driving school or that driving program, or was the occupational therapy program, they can, or your insurance can cover the cost of those classes that you'll need. And then they can provide you a vehicle as well to take your driving test. So,
Yes, I took that class when I first started. It's like
hmm
soon as you get in, it was like, oh, this is a piece of cake. So if they had the
yeah,
mounted controls. It was very easy. The first time I was driving, it was like, oh, okay. But I go to the hand controls, and I modified
hmm
mine because there are parts that have slipped off and broke. I've had them
yeah,
welded together, so. But yes,
of course.
Rancho is
Yep.
Rancho is we have a driving school over there, class.
Great. Well, thank you so much. That was some super information. Okay, so we're gonna bypass the Zoom bingo for today and move on to almost closing out. But I wanted to go back to Denise and tell her how happy we are to have had her on the show today. And is it any last words that you want to say, Denise? You touched our hearts, and we want to have your total involvement. And Martha and I are going to be working with you. We want to get your contact information, and we can't thank Richard enough for reaching out and bringing you on board. Richard is on our team, so make sure you come back on his segment whenever you want. That's for sure. Okay. And Martha and I want to talk with you off camera and be able to get your involvement on. We have some other projects that we can definitely use your input.
Yes.
Anything you want to close with?
Yes, I'm gonna touch upon what Taylor said. Amazing. There, like I said before, I only see able and disable. It's you have to change the way that you do things, and that's the mindset that I went into this with when I, incurred my injuries, especially my TBI, and now, my back, which is leading down the road towards surgery. We can do anything that we want. We just find different ways to do things.
That's
And
right.
in the industry, I think Michael J. Fox touched upon this when he came out with his Parkinson's. And that's what's happened with my traumatic brain injury. It's induced PD. I'm afraid to let the industry know that, hey, this is what I deal with. This is what I will deal with. And so, like Michael touched upon, I'm afraid of not getting work. So I have to let that go and be vocal and that stigma. But it's been a challenge. It's something I really think I need to do, is be more vocal rather than fearful.
You know,
Being penalized because I may shake at certain times, but that doesn't make me any less. It doesn't make me less than. It's still me. I just have to work differently, and in the industry, that's still a scary thing.
Yeah, well, I have a lot of information to share with you in that area, so
keep
I think you'll be surprised.
Keep
And
at it, because you know the industry is cruel no matter what. You can be
Yes, it
as
is.
normal as
Yes.
you think, but the industry is cruel to people who are perfectly nice and everything. So and I've been in that. I know how it is, and
yeah,
so don't worry about them, because what you do is you open the door up to new fans. You
that's
know,
right.
is able brings in those people. You know,
Mhm.
you keep
Mhm.
just do your thing, and let God do the rest.
There you
Thank you.
go.
Thank you.
That's
And Richard's book has encouraged me to embrace what I go through, not to fear and be vocal. It's a part of me. And just what Dick touched upon, that's the exact attitude I have now. It can bring in, I can be a voice. I have a platform now, if you will,
You do.
to
Yeah.
speak to others that are like me, and I intend to use it. I
well,
intend
you have
to.
a platform here for sure,
Thank you.
and
Thank you.
don't hold back.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
Richard,
Yes.
I want to thank you so much, and tell us a little bit about your book. You didn't talk about that very much. It's on Amazon, right?
It's on Amazon currently. It's all about areas of disability caused by the stroke, but I was so positively determined to overcome those disabilities. As I'm speaking right now, from the aphasia, I couldn't talk 4 years ago. I was just babbling, like I said. But the thing is, the book covers that. It also covers everything else from my time in the military to my time of having the stroke affect all my limbs where I couldn't. My left side was affected, so I had to rebuild things, rework things, especially through the brain, because the brain is the one that's affected. Where I had to have, as one of the stroke doctors told me, the neurons have to refocus and go different pathways. So that's what I was doing things in tiny bits throughout the 4 years till I could finally do things like a regular person.
Hmm.
So that's kind of what
Well,
the
you've
book was
done
about.
some wonderful things. I've watched you. You've been doing some outstanding. You're probably going to be a part of that next year's fundraiser with PVA, right? Over the
Right.
edge. You
Yeah.
have no problem going over the edge.
Yeah.
So we recruited one for you guys. Richard will be there.
Oh,
Do that.
no, we got two, because you said you too.
Oh me, I said I might.
No, everybody heard it, right?
Yep, Connie, you said it.
I said I
Uh-huh.
might.
Uh-uh.
I emphasize
We're
might.
gonna run the tape back. See?
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh, it didn't record. Yeah, it recorded.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll see. But,
Mm-hmm.
but we're heading on out now, and we wanted Taylor to do our closing remarks, and I'm going to say how much I love and thank you all, and we're going to say thank you for next week.
I would like to remind our viewers about our amazing advertisement rates. We have 20 and 30-second advertisement slots available. So please email us at info@operationconfidence.org for more information, and visit Operation Confidence's website at www.operationconfidence.org resource page for some amazing resources. Also, check out our online store on our website. All items sold 100% goes directly to Operation Confidence Housing Workforce Development Building Fund. Also, I would like to inform our viewers about Amazon Smile. When making your next purchase on Amazon, please go to Amazon Smile and type in Operation Confidence in the Choose Your Organization donation box. Amazon will make a small donation to Operation Confidence.
All right. And before we close it, I have to personally thank Martha. Martha is an encyclopedia on helping to put together, actually helping homeless veterans and individuals who are homeless to get housing and all the resources. And she's been absolutely wonderful. She came and helped to put together Operation Confidence's request for proposal and helping to write a grant. And I just can just hug her through the phone, through the screen.
Oh,
Martha.
Thank her
All
so
Thank
much.
right.
you.
She's been absolutely wonderful, and we're just doing some great things together. I'm so happy to have her on our advisory board, and she's here every week. And I just wanted to say in front of the world that I thank you so much, Martha. You're my sister girl. We share a lot of information, a lot of bonds, and a lot of closeness. And you're very special. You one of
Thank you.
mine now. You know how I adopt all my babies.
Thank you,
And Debbie, you're
Connie.
mine too. I've adopted you now, so you're not alone anymore. You Google my name and Operation Confidence. I think you'll be surprised. There's about 7 or 8 pages, not links, but pages. So we've been around a long time trying to make a difference for our veterans. So thank you so much for coming on the show. And as I say always, I thank you all for coming on today. And as always, we want to remind our listeners that the purpose for our American Invisible Heroes is to raise awareness about the urgent need to provide stable housing for our veterans, especially those who are disabled and have experienced homelessness. So if you want to get involved in our grassroots efforts, please send us an email at info@operationconfidence.org. That's info@operationconfidence.org. We need all the support we can get. And in closing, we want to show our sponsors video and our closing banner, and to thank you all for coming on the show. And we'll be back next week, God willing. Thank you all.
Thank you guys.
Long Beach, PVA, California, chapter USA. The city by the waterfront, where the veterans work and play. Long Beach, PVA, California, chapter USA. The city by the waterfront, where the veterans work and play.
All right.
For more information or to be a guest on our show, email info@operationconfidence.org.
Bye.
Bye now.